I love the way they moan when you talk to them to show you that they're listening really intently.
한국은 세계에서 가장 우울한 나라라며 쓴소리를 내뱉은 미국의 베스트셀러 작가 마크 앤슨이 한국에 왔습니다. 그는 신경 끄기의 기술과 같은 자기 개발서를 집필한 유명 작가로 구독자 150만 명을 보유한 유튜버이기도 한데요. 그런 그가 한국인들의 멘탈을 파헤쳐보겠다며 한국 탐험에 나섰습니다. 바로 이렇게 말이죠.
Few short decades, they've come to lead the world in science, technology, education, TV and film, music, and sports. Also have incredibly high rates of anxiety, depression, alcoholism, and they lead the world in suicide. I've come to Korea to find out why. What is driving what is arguably the worst mental health crisis of the 21st century? We're going to discover how intense social pressures can lead people to anxiety and depression. We're going to understand how the unique intersection of culture, history, and technology is driving many of the psychological problems in Korea. Now, along the way, we're going to meet dozens of Koreans, we're going to play some video games, eat some barbecue, hang out with some TV celebrities, and I'm going to eat the spiciest fucking thing I have ever put in my mouth.
I'm gonna cry. I'm crying.
한국에 도착한 마크 맨슨. 그는 놀랍게도 가장 먼저 PC방으로 향합니다. 한국인이 우울한 이유, 전 세계에서 자살률이 가장 높은 이유를 알아보겠다더니 전혀 생각지도 못한 곳에 가는데요. 이유가 있었습니다. 이어지는 영상 함께 보시죠.
Starcraft in Korea was a phenomenon. A video game so popular in the country that stadiums and arenas were filled with spectators. Top players became celebrities and won millions of dollars. But this raises the question, why StarCraft? And why only in Korea? To find out, I met up with pro StarCraft commentator Nick Plott, who happened to be an American who's lived in Korea for 15 years.
In the late 80s and early 90s, there was a cultural ban here on Japanese products. So no manga, no Nintendo, no PlayStation. I'm sure for you growing up, right, you had a Nintendo.
Yeah.
You played, Final Fantasy, all these other cultural Japanese things. Here it wasn't happening. At the same time, the Korean government was subsidizing the internet. So PC cafes were extremely affordable. Anywhere you are in Korea, there's probably a PC cafe like 5-10 minutes away. So with all these Koreans playing PC games and no consoles here, and because of I guess the beauty and the competitive nature of StarCraft, it really caught on. It was like a craze here. They put StarCraft tournaments on TV, and it became one of the biggest things. People became obsessed, to the point where there were then about 2 or 3 TV stations that had 24-hour StarCraft content.
See that the same factors and formula that allowed Korea to dominate esports is what would eventually lead them to dominate pop culture around the world.
When I moved out here, one of the things that surprised me was the work ethic. People really work hard. They almost overwork themselves, and they don't make excuses. Like culturally as an American, I don't know, I was just used to people, I can't do this, or I've got ADD.
Yeah.
It just isn't as much of a thing out here. You're supposed to kind of grind your way to success. They were the first place where they had what you'd call like a pro team house. So you'd have an apartment in one of the suburbs of Seoul where there's like 15 to 16 players. Bedrooms with bunk beds stacked on top of each other, and then the living room looks similar to like a PC cafe, basically. And so they created environments for training. When you get these little ecosystems where all these people are sharing these secrets and driving each other and pushing each other to get better and better, that's when you really saw Koreans start to just completely dominate.
But what's remarkable about the StarCraft story is that Koreans have taken the same formula for success and replicated it across multiple industries. K-pop stars are auditioned and recruited as young children and sent to live at boarding schools. Korean athletes do the same. Even Samsung owns networks of dormitories, transportation systems, and hospitals so that employees quite literally never have to leave work. This formula of forcing people to go all in on what they're good at and then applying intense social pressure, competition, and scrutiny to squeeze as much excellence out of them as possible has proven effective. But at the same time, I couldn't help but think of the psychological fallout it was creating.
의외의 포인트에서 한국이 성공한 이유에 대해 짚어낸 마크 맨슨. 그는 한국의 심리학자와의 대화 후 중요한 역사적 사실에 주목합니다. 다른 나라와 달리 한국인들이 이처럼 필사적으로 노력할 수밖에 없었던 배경 말이죠.
Miracle of South Korea in the 20th century, it wasn't a question of ambition or even choice. It was a question of survival.
Korea spent most of the early 20th century under a brutal occupation by the Japanese Empire. Then, after being liberated in World War II, the peninsula became the first ideological flashpoint of the Cold War. Both countries had been decimated and impoverished, yet the threat of another invasion always loomed. South Korea had no choice but to develop as quickly as possible.
To build the country economically, the government had to institute an absolutely brutal educational system. The result of this was just an insane amount of pressure and expectation put on young Koreans.
Intense socioeconomic pressures placed on Koreans, but we haven't talked about another major influence of Korean culture, an influence that goes back over 2,000 years.
If you want to understand the culture here, you have to look at Confucianism. This is the most Confucian society in the world. It's very much about the group and how you appear. I think it's also why there's a high suicide rate out here.
In countries, Korea's cultural values are Confucian. In Confucianism, there is no individual. Everything revolves around the family. The more you sacrifice for the family, the better person you are. The less you're willing or able to sacrifice, the more you are shamed and judged. Mental health issues such as depression or PTSD, they're not seen as a cause for empathy, but rather they are judged as a failure of character. If you are so sad that you cannot get out of bed, it means that you have failed to live up to your duties and obligations to your family, i.e., you're a lazy piece of shit. Not exactly a healthy attitude. This is why Korea has a deceptively low diagnosis rate for stuff like anxiety or depression. People are so ashamed that they never speak up and talk about it.
Live under an immense burden of social and family expectation. They are judged constantly and harshly as part of their Confucian values. The problem is, Koreans also live under an immense pressure to perform as individuals. In a sad way, Korea seems to have kept the worst parts of Confucianism, the shame and judgment, while also discarding the best part, the closeness with family and community. Meanwhile, they've adopted the worst aspects of capitalism, the glitzy materialism and striving for fuck you money, while ignoring the best parts of it, the capacity for self-expression and individualism. Now, the combination of these conflicting values, in my personal opinion, is probably what leads to so much stress and despair.
한국을 구석구석 돌아보며 많은 한국인과 외국인을 만나고 한국에 대해 알게 된 마크 맨슨. 그는 이처럼 임상적인 결론을 내립니다. 그렇다면 한국의 높은 자살률과 사회의 팽배한 우울감은 나아질 방법이 없는 걸까요? 마크 맨슨은 흥미로운 이야기를 합니다.
Despite all of this, Korea has continued to surprise us with just incredible output in both the arts and sciences. It's almost like the mental health crisis here is the collateral damage of one of the most incredible success stories.
Despite all the things that we've been talking about, I fucking love Korea. I've loved my time here. It is such a cool and considerate and conscientious culture. I love the way they moan when you talk to them to show you that they're listening really intently. I love the foam that they put on the car doors to make sure that they don't dent the cars next to them. I love all the crazy herbal drinks and coffees with English words that make absolutely no sense. Premium CEO. I love how they hand money back to you like you just won the keys to the city. Oh, that is weird. Tastes like raisins and like basil.
You feel like a CEO?
Get to work. I love the food, even though I don't know what half of it is. And to be honest, between the PC bangs, the fried chicken, and the nightlife, I think if I came here in my 20s, I never would have left.
I couldn't help but find myself constantly having fun in Korea. I held a reader meetup where we ate fried chicken and
마크 맨슨의 심도 깊은 분석은 물론이고 한국을 즐기는 모습 역시 뜻깊게 와닿습니다.
So they were so funny. We talked a lot. She had like an English video already.
요즘 외국인들 사이에서 새로운 핫플레이스로 떠오르고 있는 도시 어딘지 아시나요? 바로 전주입니다. 서울에서 접근성이 좋을 뿐만 아니라 예쁜 한옥마을과 다양한 체험을 바탕으로 모두의 이목을 잡아끌고 있다고 하는데요. 아무래도 제주는 비행기를 타야 하고 부산은 서울과 큰 차이 없는 대도시다 보니 전주와 경주 같은 소도시가 각광받는 게 아닐까 싶습니다. 현재 서울에 거주 중인 마이애미 출신의 이바. 오늘은 그녀가 제대로 된 전주 여행을 보여주겠다고 합니다. 단순히 먹고 보는 것뿐만 아니라 다양한 체험을 곁들인 이바의 여행 궁금하지 않으세요? 영상으로 만나보세요.
So we arrived at our accommodation. It's small, but it works for us. It's perfect. It's so beautiful. She's so nice. She gave us a map, like the host, and she showed us all the best places and where to go, where we can see certain things. And of course, you have to take off your shoes. And she put our name on the door so we know where we're staying. It was super cute. She was here to greet us. This is our small, humble, but very beautiful with perfect AC hanok stay. So we're gonna sleep basically on the floor with blankets and stuff, but we signed up for this. This is what it looks like from the room. This is perfect. It's in Hanok village, so Jeonju ilmung, where you make moju, which is Jeonju traditional wine. It's a very nice experience. We booked it on Airbnb actually. So we arrived, it's our appointment time, so we had to head in, but FaceTime. We just got out. Actually, it was, you make makgeolli with medicinal herbs. So that's what makes like the moju. And we get these bags after too. And the glass bottles are so nice. Everybody was super nice. The experience was nice. It smells so good. It tastes so good. I recommend the pink moju. That's what we did. And it tasted so good. It was a really good combo, but there's a list that helps you. The people help you. They're super nice. And there's a list of ingredients of like how much you need of everything to make whatever you select, whatever moju you select to make. And she had like an English video already prepared for us. So it is English friendly. Like you don't have to only know Korean if you want to come here and make it. Definitely recommend it. Puppy. Aww. Cutie. I got this pink butterfly norige. Super pretty. And the pink matches my bag. We made it to Nahido's house. This is the final journey of my heartbreak. I'm gonna give him a break from remembering this drama after leaving this house. For now, I'm reminiscing. So we're gonna try, or more like I'm gonna try. This is a famous, what is it, a bakery or something? But this is a famous place to go and buy choco pie. So that's what we're gonna try now, our little snack. So we had a long, successful, hot day, but now we're sticky, we're tired. We're gonna go back to Airbnb. It's not that late, it's not late, but it's early enough for us. We're just gonna chill, relax in the AC, and just, you know, enjoy each other's company. We're done exploring for today. Day one in Jeonju is over for us. We're gonna go back to our little Hanok stay, and we're going to have dinner from the convenience store. And that's more than good enough for us, okay? But see you in day. This is what we woke up to. The lady cooked it for us. She is so sweet. She literally brought everything to the front of our stay, and the view is incredible. The service is incredible. Literally, this breakfast does not beat. It's like above any expensive, beautiful cafe you could ever go to. Like, this breakfast definitely beats it. So we get seasonal fruits, the croffles, coffee, and she was kind of explaining this to us, and I kind of understood it, but I kind of didn't. It tastes like a thick pudding, and she said it has like 4 ingredients, but I didn't even understand the ingredients. Cafe, it's called Tyrol, T-I-R-O-L, or Tirol, but it's very pretty, and we're gonna enjoy our coffees, and this is how we're starting off our day. And let me show you. So you see, this is the place, but Laura got a grapefruit aid, I got vanilla ice latte, she got Madeline's, and we got a scone, strawberry scone. We just read the sign. It says it's possible to do it without that one, the best. That one in the back, the little round one. We're gonna pick a base for our perfume. We're gonna smell it, refresh our noses with some coffee beans, and then pick our base. Now we're gonna pick our middle scent. This is like the fruity section, this is like the flowery section, and this is like the sexy. This is the next step. So then we have to check, we cannot do over 150, and then minimum 10% or 10 drops for each scent, and then maximum 40. So basically what I think is like, you can, our bottle, I chose this one. My perfume literally smells like a soft baddie. It smells so good. So sexy, but soft and sweet. I love it. Together.
참 좋게